Joined on the phone today by actor Troy Fromin. He was Ox on the TV show Saved by the Bell. He's been in a lot of other stuff over the years as well. Hey, Troy, how's it going?
Hey, I need you to hide another body for me and clear up some evidence, okay? I'll pay you the same as the last time, okay?
Yeah, I'll be glad to do whatever I can for you. I might have to up my fee, though, this time around.
Oh, wait a minute. This isn't Bruno. Oh, I forgot. I'm doing this interview thing. Never mind what I said before. I was just practicing for an audition. Yeah, that's it. I was practicing for an audition. How's it going?
It's good, and we can definitely discuss that off air if you'd like.
No. That's nothing. It's an audition. Nothing more than that. I don't hide bodies. Never mind what you heard, or you're going to be the next one. I mean, never mind. What's going on?
Well, I'm glad to have some time with you today. I appreciate you taking it out for me. Thank you so much.
You got it, man. You got it. So, tell me about your radio station.
Well, we are a college public radio station in Mankato, Minnesota. It's about an hour south of the Twin Cities.
Nice. So a lot of drunk people listen to you.
Probably exclusively drunk people.
All right. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I just had a couple of questions, but first I was hoping you could maybe tell the listeners a bit about, how you got into acting, what made you want to get into the business.
Okay. Yeah. As a young lad, I grew very fond of science fiction, fantasy, and horror films, and comic books and whatever. And I just couldn't get enough of it. I'd stay up late and watch all the horror classic movies and that I could and science fiction. And I said to myself, one day I want to be in a movie, in a horror film, a science fiction. I don't care. Maybe I could play a dead body laying on the sidewalk or something. That's the minimal I was thinking that I can do. And then as I started gearing up towards graduating high school, I just thought maybe I should do something about this, and I started looking at these classified ads in this paper called the Drama Log, which doesn't exist anymore. And I answered these ads to do student films, extra work, and then finally auditioning for low-budget movies and started getting speaking parts and then rising up from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you really wound up in some cult classics early on, Return of the Living Dead 2, Phantasm 2. I mean, a lot of classics early on in your career. That's awesome.
Yeah, the Phantasm thing. See, Phantasm is my favorite horror movie of all time, period. And when I saw in the Hollywood Reporter that they were getting into production of Phantasm 2, I wrote Don Coscarelli a letter saying, I'll do anything, I'll work for free, da-da-da-da-da. And then they called me and then they offered me craft service. I didn't even know what craft service was. And I said, yeah. And then I thought I was making coffee and this and that. And they paid me $40 a day, and I was happy to do it. I was living at home, expense-free, rent-free. So I worked 2 months on that. It was great.
Well, and Troy, I got to ask you how you wound up working with Troma. I remember seeing you in the Class of Nukem High sequels.
Okay, again, there was another ad from Drama Log, and it was for a movie called, at the time, The Mercenaries. And so I went to meet those guys. They had an open casting call, and that was over here on the West Coast. I met the guy Eric Luzil at I think at one of the producers' apartments or whatever, and basically they said whoever wants to do it, it's you have to work for no pay and go to the Washington rainforest in a motorhome with the other guys. And I'm like, hell yeah, this is going to be great. And so we went there for a week and we shot on the actual 35 millimeter film, and it was like a camping trip. And then throughout the year, we did pickup shots in Eric's backyard. Then after that, Troma gave him the go-ahead to do Class of Nukem High 2 and 3, which was shot over here also. So I filled in and did a couple little bit parts for 2 here and there, because I was also working on another film. I was supposed to have a bigger part, and then in part 3, he gave me another smaller part. Yeah, because I was busy doing bigger stuff at the time. But it was nice doing that too.
Well, of course, when it comes to the other side of things, other than the horror and sci-fi stuff, I'm sure, to this day, people still recognizing you for Saved by the Bell. Can you tell a little bit about how you wound up on the set of Saved by the Bell?
Yeah, that was through I had a manager and an agent at the time. Well, I still do, but I had a different one. And they sent me to an audition for a show called Saved by the Bell. I never heard of it. And I tried out for this part of Scud. And I got, by the time I got home, my manager called me, "You got the part." So that's fine, that's great. So I did the part of Scud. And I'm thinking, this is this little ragtag TV show, no one's going to hear of it or this and that. And then the next week, she calls me up and says, "They love you, but they don't want Scud any longer because Scud's like a negative energy person, or they don't want too much of him, but they want you as Ox. But you have to go in and just read a couple lines." So I went in there, I read a couple lines, and go, "Yeah, okay, you're Ox." So from there, I did I did 8 more, here and there. Well, some of them were back to back, week to week, and some of them were they called me 3 weeks later. Personally, I wish I was in more of them, and personally, I really wish I was in the college years, but they blew that chance.
Well, yeah, that character of Ox, of course, was a minor role, but as the show went on, you were really becoming one of the main characters. It seems like.
Yeah. Back then, there was no cell phones. Smartphones. So every day when I got home from my regular work, which was at the family restaurant, there'd be a script waiting for me on my doorstep. I don't know how the guy got in, but they always managed to get in. And then even if there was a rewrite, the next morning there'd be a rewrite on my door. Now it's just all done digitally, scripts and all that.
Well, you mentioned thinking that it would probably just be like a quick one-off job, but are you surprised by the popularity of that show? People are still, talking about Saved by the Bell to this day.
Yeah, I'm very surprised, and I'm very, very happy about it because the notoriety from Saved by the Bell has actually gotten me quite a few jobs without having to even audition. Just a phone call or a text. "Hey, do you want to be in this movie?" or this and that. Which, while we're on that note, I'm leaving for Atlanta, Georgia this Sunday night, taking my wife. I'm co-starring in a movie called The Stalker.
Okay.
And no audition at all. Just, I'm going there, shooting my scenes in 2 days and coming back.
Yeah, that's awesome that it's worked out that way. And as you mentioned, all the horror stuff and then the comedy stuff with Saved by the Bell and, drama, you're really kind of doing a little of everything out there.
Yeah, and I've done commercials, and if you look on my YouTube channel, I've done some shows that you probably never even heard of. I had a co-starring role in this show that got canceled after my episode called Whole High, and I played the school bully, and I had some really great scenes in there.
Well, yeah, and I know looking on your IMDb page, it seems like you've got a lot of stuff that's coming up here or ready to be released as well.
Yeah, and then supposedly, well, I do. I'm promised a part. I'm signed up to do a part for this Amityville project. All I'm going to say is that it's an Amityville project. I'm going to have to say the full name of it because I'm not supposed to know. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about it yet. So that's a one-day thing where I'm a patron at a bar, and I talk to someone who's going to investigate something about Amityville. And that'll be fun, too.
Awesome. Well, I got to ask you, of course, nowadays all this stuff is getting remakes or revisited. Do you see yourself maybe coming back to Bayside in some respects here and getting back together with the old Saved by the Bell cast?
I can see it. It's the point of do they want me? Is it going to happen? I don't know. Jimmy Fallon, he did that thing in New York, but, I wasn't invited, just the main cast. But, of course, if they want me, they got me, just like the Saved by the Bell pop-up restaurant. They brought me, it's called Saved by the Max. You heard of it?
Yeah, I saw the pictures of it online. It looks awesome.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, they flew me to Chicago and put me up, and I brought my wife, and for 2 days I I did a meet and greet with the fans, and it was really fun. All the excitement that they had meeting me and me meeting them, and the free drinks and the free food, and it was a blast. And the same thing happened here in LA. I made like 3 appearances, and now they're moving on to. I think there's rumors. I'm not saying for sure. I heard they're going to Las Vegas, but I'm not 100% sure. That's just what I heard.
Well, yeah, it's a great. Again, you mentioned heading to Georgia, and a couple other things may or may not be in the works. But is there anything else maybe for sure we should know about, or something else we should look out for?
The Amityville thing is it's in the future, but they haven't given me a date yet. I've been auditioning left and right for bigger stuff, but it's tough. You go into a room and there's like 20 guys looking the same like you, or even like last week I auditioned for something where I was supposed to be a tough tow truck driver, and of the other guys I looked like the most like a pussycat compared to them with their big muscles and tattoos and beards, and it looked like they came out of the state prison. So I'm trying my hardest. I'm getting stuff. It's not like I'm just sitting there doing nothing. I'm trying hard.
Well, yeah, I know. I see you pop up from time to time and things, and you're very recognizable. So it's always great when I spot you in something.
Oh, thank you very much.
Again, I'm a big fan of yours, and I appreciate your time today. And I'm glad everything's working out for you. And hopefully we can speak again sometime.
And let's have a shout out to my wife Cynthia. It's her birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Cynthia! Love you.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, man.
All right, bye-bye.